Alright guys, welcome back. This is Troy D from the Troy D 24/7 Mall. On point reviews all day every day. Man, I am excited today because this is kind of like a myth buster video. This is where we bust a myth that I'm sure has been hanging over the heads of most niche collectors. When you're posed with a price that's so ridiculous, like $2,000, I think that even if you're a niche collector, even if you're like used to buying stuff like Valiant, Goodman's, Clive Christian X, I think that the figure 2K is just, it's so insane. You know what I mean? I used to collect a lot of high value clothing items, but then, I was able to, if I wanted to get rid of them, I would always get a higher price out of them. But this is Perfume, yo. So if you're dropping 2K and you're spraying that thing, as it goes, that will never come back. You know what I'm saying? So it must be like a crazy investment that's maybe you don't even need logic to buy it. It's something that, like I said, is completely a fable, almost like something like a myth, and then we're trying to bust it today. Now, the fragrance we are going to talk about today is the Most Expensive Boadicea the Victorious, as far as I know, this is $2,000, and this is none other than Boadicea the Victorious. Let me zoom in real quickly. Nebulous. Boadicea the Victorious Nebulous. And I did have some questions as to where I got this. I got this from Beverly Hills Perfumery. Okay, so the thing about Boadicea is that it does come from England. So, you have the extra England shipping, which, if you're in America, that sucks. And then plus it's in pounds. But with Beverly Hills Perfumery, they sold this one for about $32. And I think the shipping was free. And I only paid tax because we're both in California. The shop is obviously in Beverly Hills. So I was able to get a 2.5 ml sample of Nebulous, and I was so excited because, like I said, there's no way that you can get me to pay $2K for a fragrance, in my opinion. I might collectively pay $2K over time with different fragrances, but $2K for one fragrance, that's insane. And it's a black bottle, Nebulous, very scary, mythical, feels to it. Okay, so we'll talk about Nebulous right now. Let's hit the music. Okay, we're back, guys. Boadicea the Victorious Nebulous. Will I spray this? Heck no. The reason is because Nebulous has a very, if not almost the same scent as one of the crazy, beastly, scary figures in the game, which is Frederic Malle the Night. Okay, so I'm gonna bring this later and talk about that later, the comparison with Boadicea Nebulous. Okay, but let me just say that my wife hates the Night. She'll probably hate Nebulous. I only sprayed one of Nebulous way earlier, hours earlier, to test far away and scrubbed it immediately. Then I had to do the Night. And the Night is so beastly that, even when I was from a different room, I was in a different room trying it, my wife actually smelled it. And she actually said, "You did it again." He said, "You did it again. You sprayed that thing again." And I was like, "I'm in the middle of scrubbing it, honey." So, yeah, my wife hates the Night. Probably is going to hate Nebulous. So, but, this video is for you guys, okay? Anyways, Nebulous here has Laotian Oud, which is basically a very woody and mossy type oud. It is not barnyardy at all. The way that it smells to me, okay, this oud is maybe after it's already combined with the other things, but to me overall, the oud here shines just as bright as the oud in the Night. And basically, to me, that oud is bitter, woody, and it's also resinous. Okay, it's bitter, woody, and resinous. The difference I see with the Night is that the Night is there's this cheesy note, okay, which is like, I can confirm that I haven't reviewed the Night, but there's this like cheese type note that is actually not in Nebulous. Okay, so once you spray the Night, there's this cheese type note that you really don't get here. This one is more bitter. It's just bitter, resinous, and woody, in my opinion. Okay, that's how the oud comes out to me. And this one has Turkish rose, which is like a darker version of the rose. At least to my nose, it's a very dark rose. This has violet. This one has amber. This one has saffron, and this one has musk. Okay. It is somewhat sweet, is somewhat bitter, somewhat resinous, and a lot of Turkish rose. That's really what Nebulous is. And I'll just say this, guys. This is true, man. This is a myth bust here. Boadicea the Victorious does copy a lot of the already famous fragrances, sadly. Okay, but what they do is they actually make it better. They'll find the weakness of that fragrance, and then they'll fix it a little bit. And so that's what I've noticed collecting a bunch of these Boadicias. Thank God it hasn't punched a hole in my wallet yet. But basically we all know Hanuman has really close has a close resemblance to, say, Bal d'Afrique, but it's still better. Once you smell it, it's way better than Bal d'Afrique. Consort, for example, is one of the best, like Aventus. It's so close to the real Aventus in a way, just minus some smoke. And then that one is amazing as well. I still don't know what Valiant's clone is, or whatever. I don't know where they found it, but this one for sure is, if the Night was the first, then this is an inspiration. This one is inspired by Frederic Malle the Night, without a doubt. At the end of the day, here's what's going on here, guys. Boadicea markets to people with money. Okay, Boadicea markets to people that are rich. Okay, so basically, a lot of rich people don't peruse Fragcom. Like really, really rich people, they go to department stores, beautiful department stores. They go to consultants, image consultants, or maybe even scent connoisseurs and consultants, and they consult on what is really great. So the likelihood that one of these rich people is gonna bump into Bal d'Afrique is very, very low. Okay. The likelihood that they'll bump into a Hanuman and they'll see that glistening gold cap and everything, and the girl tells them this is $1,000, and they'll be like, well, this is the best way to show people I'm rich. Here's 1K. That's how they're gonna drop it. That's the whole Boadicea game. But like I said, the stuff that they're kind of copying, I think that they're also better versions. Why? Because Nebulous right here, I like this way better than the Night. Okay, I like this way better. Why? Because this one here is smoother, in my opinion. It's not as beastly as the Night. Okay, the Night is just so freaking strong. You have no idea. One spray and it's almost like you unleashed the Kraken. You know what I mean? It's like you unleashed the Kraken on these people. That's how the Night is. This one here, you know what? I sprayed this one time, and you know what? My wife barely detected it. That's why I said, maybe she won't like Nebulous, okay? Maybe, because even when I sprayed this, she really didn't detect it, which means she probably just smelled the rose and the oud. You know what I'm saying? So this one here, to me, is a much smoother version of the Night. I think that this will offend less people. I think that the Night is just ultimately beastly, and it's got that cheese note that this one doesn't have. I mean, this one is just smooth, and I think that that's the way Boadicea does it. They use stuff that's already out there and they'll improve it. But I guess the Laotian oud here must be expensive, or maybe the oud here is just really expensive, because the Night isn't cheap either. The Night is like more than $1,000, and this one is $2,000. So maybe that oud that they're using here is really expensive. And I guess only oud connoisseurs who really do understand the pricing of different ouds, like the grams of the ouds, can really appreciate that. But to me, I mean, I still wouldn't pay $2,000. I still wouldn't pay $1,000 for the Night. As a person that's just, in LA mainstream, I love fragrance collecting. I would just love to have smaller portions of these rather than full bottles. I mean, that the full bottle is just gonna be full on dead stunt. That's what it is. It's like, yeah, I'm that type of guy. 2K, I dropped it. Yeah. But Nebulous to me, way better than the Night. Okay, I said it. And there is a similarity, probably 90%, just because the ingredients are also pretty much very, very similar. It's just that Night is a beast with that cheese note. but this one is an improvement. This is something that you can really wear, especially if you're an oud connoisseur. Well, you know where to get it for 32 bucks, right? A little vial here from Beverly Hills Perfumery. That's where you're going to get it, okay? Or you can get it at the original Boadicea website, but I mean, that's a UK thing, you know. You get cheaper shipping, okay? But yeah, so that's my review on Boadicea Nebulous. I mean, the bottle is stunt worthy. Telling people you own it is stunt worthy. But, you know, 2K of this, nah, you know, it'll take like maybe your whole squad to finish this. It won't happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, Valiant is one of my favorite perfumes right there in the back. And you know what? I still barely use it because it's just that, you know, mythical and special in a way that, you know, there's no way I could finish like a 100 ml bottle. You know what I'm saying? So try this out. Let me know, guys, what you think. And if you want to watch the other Boadiceas, don't worry. I got you covered. I got them all on the playlists, as well as we have friends sending us the rest of the Boadiceas I haven't tried. I think we'll do Golden Aries next, which is another $1,000 bottle. So we'll talk about that soon, okay? So thank you again, guys. Please like and subscribe to this video, especially if you're a Boadicea lover. Like and subscribe, okay? And until then, I'll talk to you soon. This is Troy D. God bless. Take care.